Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. This is episode 8. I am your host, Sir Cussalott Travis Pointer, and I am joined by my co-host, Mara the Shark Watkins.
Hello from me and my onesie.
That shark onesie of yours, yes. And we are back again. They still haven't kicked us off the internet because, they let everything on the internet.
I pay for my internet, so they better not kick me off.
Yeah, man. I pay for mine too. But to all you who don't pay for your internet, who jacked the Wi-Fi off your neighbor and all that, I appreciate you too. Just listen. I'm cool with that. But yeah, we're back for another week of these Berlanti shows. The Berlanti clusterfuck, as you like to call it.
It is a clusterfuck.
Yeah, the Arrowverse, Flareoverse. And the thing is, what's funny is I just thought about this. Haven't really thought it through before, but we don't even do all the shows that are involved in the Berlantiverse. We don't even do the Vixen animated show that comes on, I guess, on Saturdays. Is that when it comes on? But yeah.
I have no idea. I've never watched it.
Yeah, I haven't seen the show either, but I know it exists. It's an animated show, but it exists within this universe about Vixen. But yeah.
It's on the seed.
Mm-hmm. Part of me keeps saying I should check it out, but I just never do.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, let's talk about this week's shows, because I really feel like we had a week of just what you would call filler episode, just trying to get us, to the next week so we can get to the big crossover. They just, filling in time.
I hate filler week.
Yeah, like a whole week of it, because I'm just like, God, like, can we get through this? Because I'm bored. But there was a bright side to this, because we got not a whole lot, but we got a couple of actors that I recognize from other shows. And I love referencing Lost at any given time. So we're going to start with Supergirl. This week's episode of Supergirl featured Ethan from Lost. So those of you who watched Lost will recognize this was Ethan, the first one of the others that we met.
Plus, give or take 15 pounds.
Yeah, I guess he gained some weight or some shit because Mara didn't recognize him at first, but, him.
I kind of like, his face looked familiar, but
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, episode kicked off with Ethan from Lost. I don't even know what his real name was in the show because I decided he was still Ethan, so I didn't care what they said his name was. Do you remember what his name was?
No.
Yeah, I don't either. It doesn't matter. We're gonna call
Dr. somebody.
Yeah, he's Doctor, and he was a doctor on Lost too, so we're gonna call him Dr. Ethan. So
I was gonna say, let's call him Dr. Parasite, because that's pretty much what his character was this episode.
Yeah, he was a parasite, just I'm not sure exactly what he wanted to do. I guess he wanted to stop global warming. A parasite that wanted to stop global warming. Okay, cool, whatever the fuck.
Well, wasn't it that the parasite kind of just tapped into like what the host wanted really, and that guy was researching global warming, so I would imagine it just put that need into hyperdrive.
Yeah, and then just used that to like drain energy from people and shit, because the parasite needed to feed on energy. But we also got drunken Supergirl though, which is funny to me for a minute.
That was funny as fuck. Yeah. I loved it.
But yeah, it kicked off with Ethan from Lost, and there was some other lady going on some weird frozen wolf shit because the parasite was in the wolf, I guess. But yeah,
the wolf was like 3,000 years old, and I was like, what the hell is going on?
But somehow it was still warm and shit, and they were like, what the fuck is going on? And the parasite comes up. Yeah. Once again, there's another one of those episodes where the villain of the week, I guess you'd call it, was not really of any consequence because it was more about the other characters' interactions with each other. Because, this whole thing between Kara and Alex, with Alex coming out of the closet on her and all that kind of shit, and them trying to figure out how to deal with that because I guess Kara didn't really know how to talk to her about it, but Alex was just, yeah.
Which is kind of funny because, in all honesty, I mean, not to take away from, Alex's moment, but I feel like Kara should have been kind of able to understand
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like coming out of the closet or like whatever you want to use for it, I feel like is a very vulnerable moment for somebody. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in that universe, since since in our real world we don't have the same problems that Kara does, such as I feel like she should kind of understood, think of it as when she came out to win about her powers, because I feel like in a way that's the same but not the same. I really hope I'm not butchering this terribly and terrorizing my reputation with the LGBT community. But
I think you're okay so far. Just keep going. Say what you
but
mean.
you get what I'm saying though, right?
Yeah,
Like
I
I
feel
feel
you.
like it was kind of in a sense strange to see Carr being so taken aback by it. Like or not really understand, but I mean I can understand when you always see her dating guys and now she's coming out and saying, "Hey, I actually really like girls."
Well, see,
So I can understand.
I don't think Kara's problem was really the whole her being into girls. I think Kara's problem was really how to respond to her coming out to her. Like I think she was fine with her being into girls, but what she wasn't really able to deal with was okay. Now what do I do? You know what I mean?
Right. Or like, yeah, it's like kind of like
She
you'd be
didn't know how
like,
to be there
oh,
for her. You know?
okay, now what?
Yeah, she didn't really know how to be there for her, which I can get. Like I've had a friend who's told me about their sexuality before, and I'm pretty sure I wasn't the first person that he came out to, but I've had him telling me that yeah I'm into guys, and it wasn't even like he said, hey, I want to tell you that I'm gay, I like guys, but it was more like odd story. We
Hmm.
were like, I was actually at a church function, which was funny as hell to me. But church function, we were at I don't know if you know what this place is. It's called Cedar Point. It's in Ohio. It's a
Nope.
it's like Six Flags on steroids. Like that's what Cedar Point is. So we're there, and he was telling me about a date he went on, and I was like, okay, but he was like, yeah, you probably don't want to hear about it anyway. And he looked at me, he was like, yeah, and kind of just hinted that it was a guy, and I'm like, oh, okay. And that was the end of the conversation. But I know that was a lot to him, But it was one of those things where kind of knowing him, I kind of knew anyway, so I didn't care, It was like, okay, whatever, finish your story, Like, finish what you were telling me. But anyway, but I can understand how it's kind of hard for somebody not knowing how to respond because when you're not ready for that, you're like, okay, I feel you.
Right. It's like,
What do I say
oh,
now?
okay, now what?
Mm-hmm.
Where do we go from?
Exactly. So I think that was really what Kara's problem was. All right, but anyway, also Jimmy's being an asshole about his super suit. Like, yo, I need to go out there and do shit, and Win is just like, yo, chill the fuck out. Which was just like, yo, like he was telling you, like, listen, you need to listen to me because I know what the fuck is going on here, and you clearly don't. So let me get this suit together for you before you blow it and go out there and get yourself killed. Then I feel bad because your suit ain't ready. And if your suit not ready, then I look bad. So then what do we do? You know what I mean?
We do nothing.
Exactly. You just die, and then Kara's mad at me because I let you die with a fucked up suit, even though I
Kara
told her.
might laser him with her eyes, to
Yeah,
be honest.
exactly. Even though
Because Jimmy, that's kind of her bae.
even though she friend zoned him.
He'd be alright.
Speaking of friend zones, though, man, like after all that whole shit with Alex coming out and shit, then she got friend zoned by Maggie. Like,
That hurt my whole soul. That was like probably the most emotional part of the episode that I had. And it hurt my entire life that happened to Alex. Because, like, I mean, everyone knows how that feels. It's like kind of like, you make it, whether it's your sexuality, whether it's like, about a relationship you're already in, and then you go tell that person how you feel, and they're just like, oh, I'm here for you, or I like you as a friend,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, bitch, I came out for you.
Yeah, man.
I would have had Kara laser her with her eyes for that shit. And I felt really bad for Alex because, then she's like, forget it, forget I ever came out, forget all of that, and I was just like, no, that was such a big step for you. Oh, I was so sad that that happened to her.
Yeah. At the same time, I can kind of see where Maggie's coming from. Like, I've never had to deal with that before, but I can see where she was like, yo, like, it doesn't work out. Like, yo, I'm like the first person that you've actually, admitted this attraction to. Like, you're still new to this. It could end very, very badly.
It's kind of like, that freshman girl who goes to college and, the star sophomore or junior quarterback football player,
Or even
and he's
freshman
like,
girl in
I
high
don't do
school.
virgins. Huh?
Said even freshman girl in high school.
All right. Well, I waited till I was almost done with high school, so
Yeah,
excuse
well,
me.
I've been on the other end with the freshman girl in high school, so yeah. Was that too much to admit on the recording on the podcast? My bad. Yeah, I was that guy. I did it. Yeah, I regretted it later, but yeah, I did it. It was just so easy. I was a dumbass teenager, man. Like, it's what we do. But anyway, yeah, same shit though.
Yeah, so I mean, I understand where Maggie would come from, but just kind of like it hurt my soul to like watch it happen to Alex. Cause like remember, I know the girl who plays Alex. Like I remember from several things. Like I remember from None of the Teen Movie, from Grey's Anatomy, and she sadly broke my heart in that too. So it's like I don't want to see her get hurt after watching her tragically die in
Mm-hmm.
Grey's Anatomy. Spoiler, people who are still very early in Grey's Anatomy, but you shouldn't because Grey's Anatomy is like 12, 13 seasons in. You should
About to
be just
say
caught
that
up by
show has
now.
been on since like before I was born. Not really,
Okay,
but you know what I mean. Like, it's been on for like 7 million years. Like,
but it's still so good.
if
They
you
still find so many ways to
like,
keep
if
you
you
like, oh
haven't
my
started
god.
watching it by now and you're still that far behind, then just do better. Like, I don't watch the show and
Right?
I don't care, but like, I swear, if the show has
Or
been
be
on
like
that long and I
me.
haven't started yet, it's just like, I don't.
Or
Yeah,
be like me. I binged the whole series during my pregnancy. And you know how crazy I binged it that I had a whole enough time to then go ahead and then binge watch all of House.
yeah, I remember
And then
you.
I jumped right into watching Law and Order from the exact beginning.
Yeah, I remember you binge watching House. I remember that going on. Yeah.
I'd be up to like 4 or 5 in the morning watching that shit.
Oh, I
My
know.
brother-in-law's alarm would go off, and I'd be like, maybe I should go to bed.
Yeah, it's the same shit that happened to me with Lost when I discovered that on Netflix. It was just, it consumed my life for months.
When I finally actually really, really got into Lost, where I was like, nah, I gotta know what happens next, that started happening. I'd be like, oh my god, it's 4 o'clock. Maybe I should go to bed.
Yeah, and it was like, I'd look up and the sun is coming up. Like, oh, I got to be at work in like 3 hours. Uh-oh.
Right.
But
Well,
anyway,
I mean, at this point, I was on leave, so.
yeah, but we're talking about Supergirl right now. Let's get back to that. Um,
Right.
I blame you for that one. That one wasn't my fault.
It was my fault. I'll take full blame for it because I'll find any reason to talk about Grey's Anatomy or anything in the Shondaland universe.
Yeah, yeah. You think that's all in the shared universe? You think that's all happening together?
Say it again?
You think all that Shonda Rhimes stuff is all in the same universe?
Maybe. Or maybe maybe the Shondaland universe is like also another TV universe in the Berlanti universe. I like to think, Thursdays when Supergirl's not saving the world, she's probably sitting at home on her couch watching Scandal.
Maybe. Well, anyway, there's Monel or Mike, who's been working for a bookie, like collecting because people ain't paying the bookie, because that's a thing. You gotta get the money from the aliens.
Was it an alien bookie?
Yeah, I guess so. Like an alien was like had gambling debt, so I'm guessing the bookie was an alien also.
Okay, 'cause that's what I was assuming. Because I remember, like, when Kara got the call, there was an alien beating up a human. She was going there to save the day and find out it's Mike beating up on the alien.
Yeah, I don't know. That was funny to me though, or not even funny. It was just like, yo, like the bookie got to get paid too. So hey, nigga, bitch better
I feel
have my
like
money.
essentially they kind of set it up for him to get caught, to show that he got caught by Cadmus. And I'm gonna stop calling her Cadmus lady. I'm just gonna keep calling her Mama Luther because that's who she is.
Yeah, that's what she is. But yeah,
Um,
Cadmus lady.
yeah. So I feel like they kind of set it up because, like, instead of him, being guided by Kara, he's out there in the streets doing his own shit, which made him kind of an easy target for him to get caught.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah,
But
whatever the fuck. Of course, as with any one of these shows, because it's what they do. They eventually beat this dude. We're back to Ethan, or whatever his name was in the show, but he's Ethan to me. They beat him.
yes,
That's over.
alien dude.
Yeah, but the
Okay.
real kicker was, he drained all the power out of Hank or Jean Jones. The Martian Manhunter. He needed blood from McGann, which I'm wondering how that's gonna work because, like I said, she's not the same. She's a white Martian. She's not a green Martian. So how is that gonna affect him? Is it going to affect him, or are they actually the same and they just have different skin tones like people or
I
humans?
kind of wonder since Megan, I don't really know how to pronounce her name.
McGann.
Yeah, okay, so I'll get the first time. You know how, like, she gave him blood and stuff. Like, I was kind of wondering, like, is that going to affect John in any way? Like, I was kind of curious that was going to happen because I was like, they're two different kind of Martians. I was like, what if he has like an adverse reaction to her blood, and then he would know she's not a green Martian, she's a white Martian. Dun dun dun.
See, white people on every planet. Never mind. I'm sorry. Oh man, disregard that, people. Ignore that I said that. I didn't say that.
Whatever.
But no, for real though. I think that I was also wondering, will he be able to sense, like I said, will it affect him? Will the blood affect him? Or maybe, their telepathic shit. Is there something in the blood that he can tell,
I figure, like, maybe next episode, like next week, he'll be like, oh, I feel weird. Like, it's gonna be like, I feel weird. I felt funny,
Or
since whatever.
Or
however long
maybe
ago.
you saw in the trailer like he was kicking Kara's ass. Maybe the white Martian blood did that to him,
Maybe.
Because I kind of segued
Why
into
are
the
you
trailer
doing
there,
this?
Yeah, there was that shit. But yeah, there's, it's called Darkest Places. There's a lot of Cadmus stuff going on. Hank was kicking Supergirl's ass. Maybe it's because of that white Martian blood, but whatever.
Cadmus still just doing evil Cadmus. I wonder how long it's gonna take for them to reveal that the Cadmus leader is Mama Luther. Like, I just wonder how long. And then I'm still now wondering if we're ever gonna get a Lex Luthor appearance, and when is Superman coming back?
I'm gonna need you to get off Superman's dick.
Never.
But anyway,
As long as Superman is being played by Tyler Hoechlin in the show and Henry Cavill in the movie, never.
Tyler Hoechlin died yesterday.
No, he didn't.
Oh man, is that enough Supergirl? Do you still want to talk about Supergirl? Anything else with Supergirl?
No, most of my thing was about Maggie and Alex.
All right, we'll move on then. We'll talk about Flash now because that's what happened on Tuesday. That episode was called Shade. And
Tuesday.
And not the kind that people are throwing in those Thanksgiving clapback memes.
Not the kind that I am.
Oh man, this episode started out with Wally having dreams about being Kid Flash. So he's all, running around saving shit. But it's just a dream. It's not real. I'm like, oh, wait, what's going on here? But yeah, it's a dream. I figured it wasn't
You know,
real.
I was really taken aback by that. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, at first I was like, wait, what's going on here? Are they going to show flashbacks from Flashpoint? Why are they doing that? But then
I had no idea what was happening. I was like, wait a second. Did during the week break, did Barry fuck up something again? They're just gonna do this and then be like, actually, Barry went and did this, so now I'm the Flash again.
it
And I
wouldn't
was like,
surprise
what?
me one bit. Like, not a bit if Barry fucked it up again. Because that's what he does. Barry's always fucking up. Like, Barry essentially created Killer Frost. We'll get into that in a bit. But, yeah. There would be no Killer Frost on this earth had it not been for Barry fucking with shit.
Well, I'm not actually gonna. Barry's name now officially is Barry quotation marks the fuck up Allen. So the fuck up close quotation marks Allen.
Or we gotta put Flash in there somehow. Like Barry fucking shit up Flash Allen.
AKA the Flash. That's all you gotta do.
Or you can do
that AKA in there.
Yeah, there you go. That's pretty simple. You're right. Maybe I should listen to you more often. I probably won't, but we'll say I should.
Okay. But yeah, so Wally.
Yeah, Wally.
Doing the most. Wally, I didn't think, when they introduced Wally into the series, I didn't anticipate him being this fucking annoying. And I'm sorry, Wally fans. It's just, I love Kenyon. That, again, another name I don't know how to pronounce. I love him.
Is he British?
He's adorable. Yeah.
Well, you don't have to know how to say his name anyway. They lost. Go ahead.
They lost the war.
Both of them. They tried twice. But go ahead.
This is true.
I'm an asshole. I should stop that. I'm sorry if anybody from England is listening. Yeah.
You just lost half our viewers.
I may have, but look. You know you lost. It's okay.
Oi, governor. That tea, bro. But anywho, so
I like tea. I like tea.
I love tea. I'm a tea person. Okay, we're getting off point again.
Tea and biscuits, as you all call them, even though those are cookies. Those aren't biscuits. Those are cookies. All right. Say cookie.
Travis.
What? Listen. Hannibal Buress said it too. Listen, if you call cookies biscuits, then what do you call biscuits? What are biscuits to you then? Do they have biscuits? Have
our kind of biscuits.
Do they have Do they have McDonald's then? Because McDonald's has biscuits. Do have McDonald's. Well, McDonald's has biscuit sandwiches. So what do they call those?
I don't know. I'll look it up for you later.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm drunk. Go ahead.
Oh my god. Damn it. Oh, so I'm just gonna say Kay. I love Kay. He's adorable. He's a great actor. But yo, Wally is so fucking annoying, and it's I feel like they don't purposely make him annoying. I think he just comes off to me as annoying.
Well, see, here's
because
the thing.
he's just doing way too much.
If you follow the comics, he's a pain in the ass in the comics too, which he's supposed to be at first.
And in the cartoon, he's a pain in the ass too. In Young Justice.
Yeah. That's what Wally West is. Wally West is a pain in the ass. He kind of grows into being a more mature hero, which is what happens with the whole Rebirth thing when he has to come back and save shit because people don't remember him and all that. If you read the Rebirth comic books, which are fucking great, by the way.
I'm just gonna wait till Gordos keeps, till he spends all of our money on the whole series. I'll just read them when they're done.
Yo. The Rebirth comics are so fucking good. I also have, if you people don't realize this, I have a day job also, and I'm supposed to be, working at my day job. I'm reading.
Driving cars.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about me reading comic books while driving. That doesn't happen. I read them after I park the cars. I'm a valet, yeah. But, yes, I'm drunk now, but I'm not drunk when I'm parking cars, as far as you know. But, yeah.
Fired.
Anyway, the Rebirth comic books are so fucking good. I love it. They did this whole New 52 thing before, which just really didn't click with me. But Rebirth is so fucking good.
Maybe once I finish this book I'm reading, I'll start.
What were we talking about before I went on this tangent about Rebirth?
Wally being an asshole.
Yeah,
Wally's something about.
Yeah, Wally's an asshole. He's a pain in the ass. He really is. Until later on, and like I said in Rebirth, when he kicks off Rebirth, basically it's all about Wally making it happen. But
yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just
have you read any of Rebirth?
I don't. No, I'll start when I finish this book. I'm almost done.
How close are you to being done? Like, I want to discuss Rebirth with you because it makes.
I have probably like a couple chapters left.
Oh, okay, what book are you reading?
Okay, so don't make fun of me. You know how
50 Shades of Grey? Is it one of those 50 Shades of Grey?
I already finished that series, but I want to reread it for the next movie. Okay, so you know how 50 Shades is a fan fiction of Twilight?
So it's like dirty fan fiction?
Kind of. It's kind of a fan fiction of 50 Shades, which is a fan fiction of Twilight. So I'm reading like a second generation fan fiction.
Wait. So is it like a Twilight 50 Shades of Grey crossover fan fiction?
No. It's like you know pretty much what 50 Shades is about, right? Rich guy, new upcoming girl.
Yeah.
They get together, kinky things happen.
Of course.
Okay, so it's kind of what I'm reading is it's called the Crossfire series, so it's kind of the same thing. Really rich guy, new upcoming girl.
Crossfire.
I'm dead.
Did you ever play that game?
No.
Oh man, we'll talk about Crossfire later. That's
okay.
That's yeah.
But yeah, so it's like really rich guy, new upcoming girl, but they both have like a really so in 50 Shades it's just Christian who has the the dark past, but in the book that I'm reading it's both sides have their own kind of tormented past, and it's kind of like it's less physically abusive and instead it's kind of slightly emotionally abusive, but it's more functional than the 50 Shades one, if it makes any sense.
Okay.
It's more of a kind of like, I need this person, they need me too.
We need to get back to DC.
Oh yeah, sorry. But yeah, so once I finish that book, and then
that's my own fault. That one was my fault. That tangent was my fault. I will take the blame for that one. I'm sorry, folks, if sorry.
I mean, if you guys are looking for a new book to read, it's called Bared to You. That's the first book in the series. It's a really good series.
Get a glimpse into Mara the Shark Watkins' kinky, emotionally abusive mind. But yeah, it's okay.
But yes,
I'm not judging you for it, but it's a thing.
It's okay.
But anyway, what was I saying? What was I gonna say? What were we talking about?
Talking about Wally again.
Were we still talking about Wally?
Yeah, because then you had asked if I had read Rebirth yet, but we'll get into that.
That's right. Yeah, Wally was still. We have barely begun talking about this episode. We are way behind.
Oh, but what I was saying was about Wally in the show Flash. I was saying I think because, and it might just be like my new inner parent me, where I understand where Joe's coming from. Like I just want him. I'm like I want you to be safe. I want you to be, safe. I want you to get your school stuff done. Like, you don't need to be a superhero.
Yeah.
If Barry wants to die being the Flash, let him die. Not my son. JK, Joe is totally his dad.
That's the thing, though. Like, I really feel like part of it, too, is, like, how he's, like, less protective of Barry than he is over Wally. Well,
technically he's not his son.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even if he did, like, basically raise Barry's still not his son. Wally is.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, I'm more protective over you because you actually came from my testicles. So,
think of it like, he should have been like, think of it, Wally, like, when you come home.
I just got to say testicles on this podcast, and that made me so happy.
What?
I just got an excuse to say testicles on this podcast, and it made me way happier than it should have.
Travis Drunky was hilarious. It's kind of like Wally coming home and being like, well, Mark's parent let me do this, but I'm not Mark's parent. So, boom, I'm yours.
Who's Mark?
No, it's kind of like, so you know how when kids come home and be like, Mom, can I go play in the playground
I
in
know
the
what you
park?
meant. I know what
And
you
it's
meant. I
like,
was just
no,
being
but
a
they're like, but
dick. I
Mark can
know.
go, but I'm not Mark's dad.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I know. I knew what you meant. I was just being an asshole. But
Oh, okay.
yeah. So did
Let's
anything
move
else
into the real
happen in this
podcast.
episode that was like of any importance? Other than like, Wally was just being a pain in the ass and,
Wally and Caitlin were probably the most two big things. The
oh
shade
right.
part of it was really so detrimental to the episode that it wasn't really, they didn't really even need a bad guy this episode, to
Yeah.
be honest.
It was a
You have
whole lot
Alchemy
of just
fucking with
like they're
Wally.
like, yeah, we need to have a villain in this episode, even though it's really just about Caitlyn just telling people like, yeah, I have Killer Frost powers now, and Wally being like, I want to be Flash, but I'm scared to be Flash from alchemy. Like that was all that was really happening in this episode, and they just needed a villain, so like, yeah, let's do this weird shadowy thing, cause fuck it.
They should put some comic relief in it by instead of him being like, just a shadow, they should have been a shadow who threw shade. So imagine like he came around, he said some like shady shit to you, and then beat you the fuck up.
He should be just a walking, talking Thanksgiving clapback meme.
Oh my god. Yo, that would have been probably like the best episode of the season,
It
besides the
it
crossover.
may have been. It very well may have been.
I think Berlanti missed a really good opportunity there.
They didn't consult Black Twitter.
They didn't.
They need to take a look at Black Twitter and be like, yo, you need to listen to them. These niggas know what they talking about.
Black Twitter will never lead you wrong.
Never.
But anywho,
But yeah, Wally was going all nuts, We did see at the very end though, like the god of speed showed up. I don't know what the fuck that means, but I don't know who the god of speed is, but somehow Dr.
yeah,
Alchemy is able to summon
there
the
was
god of speed.
there was just so much thrown into this episode. It was like, you got Wally being tormented by alchemy. And then they caught up with alchemy. You got Caitlin telling Cisco that she's getting frost powers, and he says they're gonna fight because she's probably gonna become evil.
Speaking of
Then you
Cisco,
got the shade guy who was pretty, like had like maybe like 5 minutes of airtime, and then they catch up with alchemy, and it's a whole thing. Wally touches some crazy rock and goes into exorcist mode, and then all of a sudden the speed god comes up. I didn't know that was a thing.
yeah, I
There's
didn't
just so
either.
much thrown into 45 minutes
Speaking of
plus commercials.
Cisco, though, like, the character Cisco Ramon on this show is pretty cool. I like him. That's all fine. In the comic books, he's cool too, vibe, all that shit. The fact that his name is Cisco, though, is very distracting to someone like me. Because I automatically think of, silver haired Cisco Unleashed the Dragon nigga. And, like,
What is Cisco doing these days?
oh, he's doing shit. Like, there's people I follow, used to work at IGN, Greg Miller, kind of funny. Those people, like, he's real cool with them. Like, they did their live show a few months ago. He was at their live show. He was at E3. He's a big gamer, apparently. I didn't know that, but yeah.
I wouldn't have seen that coming.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, every time they, like, say Cisco Ramon's name on the Flash, I just start thinking to myself, Unleash the Dragon.
Well, remember, the names are spelled differently, so if that helps.
No, it
just a
doesn't
little
help
bit.
at all. It doesn't help one
Okay.
bit because, like, even like when I'm taking notes on the show, I spell it like the Cisco from Drew Hill, Unleash the Dragon. I spell it Sisqo. Like
That sounds like a personal problem to me.
it is. It is a very personal problem, and I, readily admit that. But yeah, I do.
But all right, admitting it's the first step.
Yeah.
But all right.
Also,
But anywho, back to
back to the
DC.
Flash, but we also saw, when they were doing this whole alchemy thing, getting ready to do a sting operation on Dr. Alchemy, that Julian was missing, which buys into my theory before that Julian has something to do with Dr. Alchemy if he's not actually Dr. Alchemy, you know?
I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised by that because since Alchemy came up this season, and I always like in Arrow and Flash, I've just come to terms with that most of the time it's probably the least person they would suspect, but it's probably the first person the viewer will suspect.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Either they are so, that like, person or they have something to do with that person, you know?
Yeah, like, you know, they have something to do with it or they are that person. So, like, you know how in Arrow, I'm kind of thinking that Prometheus has something to do with Felicity's new boyfriend because he just especially just came up out of nowhere.
Yeah, and I don't trust that nigga. Like, I didn't trust him anyway because fuck him because he's the wrong person. And, you know, like.
Oh, you have a ship.
No, it's not even that I have a ship. If I can't have her for myself, I'm only okay with Oliver having her. Like, so, and don't roll your eyes at me, all right? I don't need your judgment right now. I'm not asking for your judgment. You are judging the fuck out of me right now, and I don't like it. But anyway, we're talking about the Flash right now. We are not talking about Arrow and my girl being with this cop who I don't like. But anyway.
Okay. All right.
Not my wife, because my wife is Iris, but you know my side piece is Felicity. But anyway.
Just point to everyone.
Yeah. See, you're judging me again. I told you.
I'm not. Anywho,
as our mutual friend would say, judge me less. All right.
Okay.
Anyway. What were we saying before I went off on this tangent about my girl cheating on me with the cop and shit? Anyway.
Oh, you were saying you think Julian might have something to do with alchemy.
Yeah, he either is alchemy or he has something to do with alchemy. It's pretty clear because
I think he has something to do with alchemy.
Yeah,
but probably, you know what I'm saying. But like, I think it'd be enough because have they said anything about him staying on the show for more than just this season, or is Malfoy just gonna go find another show after this?
Oh, I don't know. I don't have any details on that. That's your nigga. I don't know that nigga. So
you not my nigga. Harry Potter is my nigga.
Yeah, well, you know, you watch Harry Potter, so he's just your people. So I'm not into that. You know him better than I do. But
okay. But anywho, yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he has something to do with alchemy because he also has like kind of like this just uncanny hatred or disliking of Barry.
Of Barry and of the Flash. Like, it's just like, yo,
it's
why
like,
do you hate this?
What did the Flash do to you? Did he piss in your Cheerio or something? Like,
basically, like, yo, did he fuck your girlfriend? Like, I don't think he did that because he just doesn't
yeah, his all of a sudden, I have a girlfriend self.
Yeah, like, what the hell?
You know what this just turned into? This just turned into the shady hour against Julian. We over here just, violating his whole life. Just
man, whatever,
shit.
Man. Whatever the fuck. Fuck Julian. So, I don't know. Anything else about this episode of Flash you want to talk about? We are still going way over. This is going to be a long episode, but yeah.
Sorry, guys. No, that's it. We can move on to the next show.
Well, we got, the next episode of Flash coming up next week, Killer Frost, which is, clearly about Caitlin as Killer Frost, like slipping into that Killer Frost mode because she's losing her shit.
She keeps using her shit. They keep telling her the more you use it, the more out of control you're gonna get.
See, here's my thing though. Once you realize you're gonna become this, have these powers and shit, I really feel like the only thing that's making her turn into like this evil person within it is the fact that she just doesn't embrace it. Like embrace the fact that you have these powers and use them in the right way, and don't let yourself become evil. Just embrace that you have these powers. Use them.
I'm sure they're gonna find a way to really make them so that she can just live with them and not be,
See, that's the thing. I don't want that. I want her to actually become Killer Frost, like in the comics, and become evil. Because the thing is, if she does that, that fucks with the whole dynamic of the show. Like it flips it on its head almost because she's a key part of Team Flash.
Yeah.
If she's now evil and they have to fight her, That changes everything, and it keeps the show interesting. And I want that. I don't like to
Okay.
get bored. Another thing, too, about this episode next week, Killer Frost, is it is directed by Kevin Smith. If you don't know who Kevin Smith is, first of
Kill
all,
yourself.
I'm not going to go so far as to tell you to kill yourself. I'm just going to tell you to do better.
I am.
Because Mara wants you to kill yourself if you don't know who Kevin Smith is. But I just want you to do better and educate yourself and just Google the man and realize that, like,
You're an idiot.
He's motherfucking Kevin Smith. I've told Mara this before. Like, I love Kevin Smith more than most relatives of mine. So,
Hashtag bonus for Kevin Smith.
raging bonus. Like, if it wasn't contained by my pants, I'd flip this table over right now. But yeah, Kevin Smith is directing the episode that comes on next week. Well, he already directed it. So yeah, we're gonna move forward though. What'd you say?
I said lituation.
Yeah. But yeah, Arrow also came on this week. This episode was called Vigilante.
Yes, it did.
Which, if you can't tell by the title of the episode, was about a vigilante.
It did not go the way we kind of really anticipated it going.
How you figure?
Because you thought it was going to be or do you still think that guy was DA since he got away?
Do I still think what?
So recap on last week. You said, because the episode was called Vigilante, you thought we were finally going to see the DA put on his...
Well, yeah, I still think it's him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still him. Well, we know it's him because the actor that was, set to play him is listed in, before on several websites as who he's playing. He's the vigilante. So, knowing who the vigilante is in the comic books and all that, yeah, it's still, in my head, I believe it's still him. It's the DA. But
Greg Berlanti's listening to this right now, and he's going to do recasting. He's going to do rewrites right now, just because you said that, just to throw you for a loop. I bet you.
If Berlanti cares that much about what I say,
you've won the internet.
I've won all of the internet. Like, they should all bow to me. Anyone who uses the internet should bow to me. But I don't think he cares that much about what I say. But anyway, this dude's running around killing bad guys and shit. And the team is like, for some reason, they're having a hard time understanding why why Oliver is like, yo, we need to stop this dude. And they're like, oh, well, he's on our side. And he's like, I'm with Oliver on this. Like, yo, you can't have it both ways. Like, yo, you were just tripping about me killing people years ago, but you're okay with this dude killing people now. I'm going to need
you.
I
need this team to get it together. I need them to figure out, do they want to be with Oliver or do they want to be on their own?
Well, we see that one of them clearly isn't really trying to be with Oliver,
Fuck her.
But.
No, fuck
those
her.
of us who are familiar with the history...
You guys know who I'm talking about.
Those of us who are familiar with the history of Artemis as far as comic books goes, or even if you've seen, she's on Young Justice also.
I really need to finish watching Young Justice.
Artemis has a very complicated history. So, like...
So do I, but fuck her history.
So you can see she's probably going to come around, but, she has a complicated history. So it's like you're kind of waiting for what happens next, but at the same time, I agree with you also, like, fuck her. But, yeah, she has a complicated history, and there's a direction that she's going in. Then we got, Quentin trying to resign as vice mayor. Like, yo, hell no.
I never knew that was a thing until they gave him the position. I was like, the fuck? Like, that's what I was trying to figure out what deputy mayor was.
Oh, deputy mayor. Why did I say vice mayor? Yeah, deputy mayor.
I'm assuming that's what that was.
Yeah, same shit.
Which again, I didn't realize that was a thing. So I'm just like, if and that terrifies me because if Oliver's taken out, I feel like the last person I want in control of the city is fucking Lance.
Well, luckily, the mayor is also the Green Arrow, so he's not. We don't really have much to worry about as far as him going away. But the city doesn't have much to worry about, even though they don't know. But it's funny because I found out about the whole position of the deputy mayor as a child because I was a Boy Scout and we had a parade, and I met the deputy mayor and the mayor when I was in Chicago. Well, suburb of Chicago, Dalton. Anyway, I met both of them, so I knew that position existed. Neither here nor there, but it's a thing. What we
talking about? Lance, deputy mayor, stepped down.
Oh yeah. So he tried to step down, and Theo was like, "Hell no, I'll take your ass, to this 12-step program over here and go to these meetings. We gonna fix this shit. You gonna be. I need
Theo to get her to understand she not gonna fix him.
Yeah, I don't get it either, but apparently that's her little project, so we're just gonna leave it alone.
She has like this want to fix him, and I'm just like, Theo, I'm like, find a job on your own that's not underneath your brother's shadow. Like, you realize everything she keeps doing, she does it from underneath Oliver.
Well, if you got to think like what everything like that she hasn't really done anything that qualifies her to do anything else. So like you got to think like before, like when he came back, she was just getting high and partying all the time. So she's not exactly
go to school or something like that.
She's not exactly she's not exactly qualified to do anything else. So privilege allows her to run the mayor's office. I mean, I agree, but not much we can do about it.
Okay, you're right.
Then we got John like losing his mind because he can't go to his son's birthday party, which I get. Like I'd want to go to my kid's birthday party. Like
the pure fact that Tuesday I went to my job and told my boss I was not working 2 to 10 on Thanksgiving because my child's first Thanksgiving. I understand exactly how John feels. I was like, I'll come in from 2 to 5, but I'm out at 5 o'clock.
Yeah. Like I said, I get it. I understand, but he was like ready to like hurt people for real. Like you need to back up off this shit. Like, ooh, like yo, they didn't take your son away.
But you also can't really see him.
Yeah, I know. I get it. I get it, but we also found out something that like I just couldn't let go. Apparently, Oliver has this like bulletproof net thing. Like where you get that from? Like, why weren't you using that before?
The internet.
Like he just throws this net up and it's just bulletproof, like blocking bullets through the windows and shit. Like, why haven't you been using this all the time?
And I guarantee that's the last time we'll ever see him use it too.
Probably.
I'm telling you, we need to like partner up with like Cinema Sims, something like that, and just do TV Sims.
But yeah, so we hinted at this earlier, but yeah, Artemis like at the end of this episode meets with Prometheus on a roof and like, yo, they don't suspect a thing because she on that fuck shit. But yeah, that's it for what happened on Arrow. Like I said, this week was full of a lot of filler shit, so the only thing of any consequence was finding out Artemis was working with Prometheus in some form or fashion. Is there anything else?
Pretty much.
Anything else you wanted to touch on?
I like that Wild Dog came through at the end and, got like a little pseudo family birthday for.
Yeah, I was just waiting for that family sitcom cheesy music to come on with the violins and shit, but we didn't get it. I was disappointed.
For Little John. Call him Little John. I really,
JJ.
really,
John Jr., JJ.
Ever since, Barry fucked the timeline and, it's screwed with the Arrow universe, I'm just kind of like super upset about it because I'm just like, every time I see like, Small John come in or them mention him or John Diggle say my son. And I'm just like, fucking Barry. I was so happy he had a daughter, because John was perfect to have a daughter, one of those, my
Soften
little
them up a
girl.
bit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my little girl.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
keep a close eye over her. And now he has a son, who, it doesn't really matter what he does.
Yeah. Fathers aren't as protective over sons as they are over daughters. I understand that.
And it's just kind of like, I feel like I'm just like, what happened with the little girl? Like, did her contract fall through? Did her parents say, no, fuck this? Like, I have so many, like,
No.
problems.
Berlanti was like, Barry's a fucking idiot, so we gotta fuck some shit up. And we're just like, we'll give his daughter a penis instead. Like, that's what they did. So, yeah.
They couldn't, like, take back, like, Oliver's son's penis instead and make him a girl.
Nah, because we're not gonna see Oliver's son ever again.
I mean, how do we know we're going to see Little John again? Since he is now an escaped fugitive.
Yeah! Okay! Yeah, you just said Little John. But,
Yeah, I know. I keep calling him Little John because it's hilarious.
Oh man, was there anything else on Arrow you wanted to talk about? Because I'm done with Arrow. Because
Nope. And Legend of Tomorrow will be even shorter because that was the filler episode of the week.
Waste Our Time 2016. What's going on today?
I was literally like, why did you guys even bother doing an episode this week?
To
Well, like, just this,
show
like,
that
the only substantial part was the last line of the episode where Sarah's like, we need to help our friends in 2016. That was the only part that I was like,
well,
substantial.
It gave him an excuse to go back to the old West. Because, we talked about this before when this show first came on. Like, this show was a big excuse to them to just do a bunch of different period pieces. Because
I'm seeing a lot of racial undertones in this entire season.
Oh, yeah.
They just keep going back to times where, Jackson's kind ain't liked around there.
Yeah, he has to deal with some
parts.
racial shit because it's just, yeah, who are you, boy? Yeah, there's a whole lot of that going on.
Exactly.
But this was another episode where we got another guy that was on Lost. And that made me happy. So I was able to enjoy this episode because we got another character from Lost. Well, an actor from
You're
Lost.
a mess.
Yeah, whatever. Don't judge me. Yeah, so that was the sole reason why I enjoyed this episode, because I got a chuckle out of seeing the pilot from Lost doing, shit in Legends of Tomorrow. Then we got Haywood, though, feeling all unappreciated and shit, like people don't give a fuck about him. Like,
Haywood got shot.
He did. He got shot by, like, super bullets. And, like, yeah, your steel skin don't mean shit. But we got Jonah Hex back this episode, too, if you remember.
I didn't remember when they met Jonah Hex the first time, to be honest, from the first season. Because, like, when they were doing the last time on Jonah Hex, last time on Tomorrow,
last time on Jonah Hex.
I'm Jonah Hex, just give him a show now. Oh, my God. They were like, oh, is that my name's Jonah Hex? And I'm just like, when the fuck did they meet him the first time?
Yeah, when they went back to the old West before. Like I said, this shows an excuse for them to do a bunch of little period pieces. So, yeah, we went back to the old West again because why the fuck not?
Can I just say that every time I say when the fuck did they meet Jonah Hex the first time, Luna just has like the biggest grin on her face, as if she understands what I'm saying.
She's like, yo, I get it, ma. Like,
I don't know when they met him either.
Like,
I wasn't even out the womb yet.
Who the fuck Jonah Hex is either? I don't get it. Can you watch?
I only know Jonah Hex from like that shitty movie that Megan Fox did like a few years back, and I didn't know he was a DC character.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but
I'll show you a trailer later.
All right, but yeah, I feel you though, Luna. Like, tell your mom, like, fuck this shit, because who gives a fuck about Jonah Hex? Let's just watch some more Dragon Ball Z. But
stop crippling my child.
I will do whatever is in my power to make her love DBZ, especially since DBZ Super is coming to Funimation with dubs. So yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, I
I don't
know.
anticipate
I
on
know.
knowing what that is.
I
That's
know.
not
It
free
happens.
range for you to start a new show.
It happens after Dragon Ball Z. There's Dragon Ball Z Super, which, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm not going to make you watch that because that's not the classic stuff that I love, but it's more Dragon Ball Z, which makes me happy. But anyway.
Thank you. Back to DC.
Yeah, we're back to DC shit. But, we got Vixen trying to, like, connect with Mick. Like, yo, I get you. I get it. You like to see.
I told you, I see like a budding friendship, if not maybe a slight relationship. Like, maybe they might kiss and they're just like, nope, 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 nope.
No, I'm seeing that develop into more like a brother-sister kind of relationship between the two of them.
Maybe.
Yeah. But yeah. Not much else happened in this episode, though. It wasn't very interesting at all. But
a lot of fights, a lot of guns.
Yeah.
Haywood got a suit.
Yeah, he got a little suit. I like that moment when Sarah came in before she told him, like, yo, our friends in 2016 need our help. She was like, yo, are you too dumb broing out yet? And he's like, right. No, we're not. Which I understand. Like, that was a pure guy moment right there. And she, like, just interfered. Like, he wasn't done having his guy moment. And I get it. Like, yo, we are not done right now. I just got a super suit. All right? Like,
I like how they managed to keep Ray without his Atom suit, and he's not substantially gotten hurt.
Well, see, here's the thing. You realize he's about to get his suit back now because he now has that ore that he used to power his Atom suit.
Yes.
Like,
all that stuff that they found.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, oh, this is clearly just an excuse for him to say, yeah, I got the ore I need to power a new Atom suit. I'm going to make a new Atom suit now.
Better than ever.
Yeah. So that's coming back. Yeah.
Am I the only one who kind of thought that, like, Haywood's suit, because he has that star on the front, and the first thing I thought was Captain America reference?
Well, it's like, the same as his grandfather, Commander Steel, is like similar to that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but yeah, it does look like a Captain America suit.
It just kind of like threw me for a loop for a moment because remember this, like when I told you earlier, I was like I didn't really too much care for this episode because it was just it's like think of like that episode in The Walking Dead when they were at the prison and Rick was gardening for like 40 minutes. The whole episode was him gardening. And I was like, why did I even watch this episode?
Yeah.
Until like the end, like the last 3 or 4 minutes or so, when they say some shit, Stein's shit's like changing around because he keeps talking to his younger self, which I think is dumb in itself.
Yeah, I wasn't understanding that last week. I'm like, yo, why are you interacting with your younger self? That's going to fuck shit up. And clearly it did because now he's getting flashes of like a different like wife or some shit.
Because didn't he tell himself that? Did he tell younger him that he was him?
Yeah, and he told him that he was fucking up too with his future wife and all that kind of shit, or his wife at that time.
So which means he just continued to keep fucking up. So he ended up him and Clarissa ended up probably splitting up, and he got someone else.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, I'm with you. Anything else from Legends Tomorrow though? Because I'm done with it. What about you?
No, you guys. As long as you guys know, there's no Legends Tomorrow or Arrow this upcoming week due to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Get fat, everybody. Get crunk.
But
watch football game.
A week from that, that's the crossover week. So Heroes and Aliens, we got another trailer for that shit.
The aliens look kind of crazy cool. So I'm assuming whatever happens at the end of, I'm hoping, okay, so I won't assume, I'll say I'm hoping. What happens next week at the end of Supergirl, this upcoming Monday, is kind of what will lead into what causes
I'm just
the
afraid
crossover. I hope they don't just start like, we have trouble, we need help.
I'm afraid though that's going to turn into another filler episode next week just to get us to, to crossover.
Well, I mean, like, there's a lot of action in it, so hopefully it won't be as filler.
Yeah, let's hope.
Luna hopes to, since I keep making her watch it.
Clearly. But yeah, we did see Slade in that trailer though. We got Slade Wilson, Deathstroke, was in that trailer. So it's like, what the fuck is he doing there?
I
Sweet.
thought he died. Didn't he die?
No, they put him in prison on that island.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think that's about it for this week, though. Anything else you want to touch on before we get out of here?
Nope. I
Nothing
mean,
else?
next week's gonna be short, you guys. So
Yeah, we only got 2 shows next week. We got Supergirl and Flash next week, and that's it. So next week's episode is going to be pretty short. Anything else,
yeah.
though?
Nope.
Oh, looks like we didn't go too far over. We're just like about a minute or two over.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. I thought we were going to go way more over this week. But that's going to be it for this week of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. I'm your host,
Super Lancy Clusterfuck.
Yeah, that shit. I'm your host, Sir Cussalott. You can find me on both Twitter and Instagram at Sir Cussalott. That's at SIR_CUSSALOTT on both Twitter and Instagram. Where can they find you, Mara?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, and I changed it. Find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mara the Shark _ MARADA Shark _
She finally fixed it, folks, so she doesn't have to give you like 17 different names.
Fuck up.
Which it really wasn't that many. She just made such a big deal after having to say, more than one different name. So, yeah. But anyway, that's going to be it for this week. We'll see you next week, same time, same place. iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, YouTube, all that shit. But until next time, I'm Sir Cussalott Travis Pointer with Mara the Shark Watkins. We'll see
In her shark onesie.
In her shark onesie, of course. We'll see you next week. Until then, stay creative, stay free.
Bye, guys.